Hey everybody, Dan Cavallari, Patrol MTB, and I am here with my group of testers who have been riding wonderful bikes all day long here in Moab, Utah. We got so lucky with the weather. It has been a fantastic day here. And actually, it's still this is like the warmest part of the day right now. It's perfect. But today we're going to recap our day. We tested about 8 bikes today. So let's go down the line and talk about and honestly, actually, we can go beyond bikes if you guys want to. What was your favorite piece of gear, more broadly than just bikes, that you tested today? You can go with bikes and you can go with a piece of gear. We tested a lot of stuff today. So let's just go left to right. Matt, Matt Hayes, Co-Nation Collective. Matt, what was your favorite piece of gear today?
Man, I was really impressed with this Giro helmet. It was universal fit, which used to be short for it doesn't fit, but now it was really good. I was really impressed. First couple rides I got through, and then I was like, it occurred to me that I wasn't wearing my own personal helmet. So I was super impressed by that. I thought that was a really great job they did with their low end market.
Nice.
Entry level market.
Entry level,
not low end. Entry level.
What was your favorite bike that you tested?
Oh man.
Or most surprising? How about that?
Most surprising. Man, I love the Alchemy. It was so fun. I mean, it was also hero conditions this morning. Incredible dirt. There was a lot of moisture in the soil still. So, just ripping on that thing. It wasn't quite as jumpy as I usually like, but just so confidence inspiring, just ripping corners, jumping off stuff, point and shoot sort of bike. It was a good time.
It's a real steamroller. No doubt. So well, I'll go next. My favorite bike of the day, fortunately for me, because it's the bike I actually paid for. It's the bike I bought, which is the Rebel Rascal. And I'm actually very glad because this is my second Rascal, but what I did was I sold my old one so that I could get the Push 11.6 shock, which, everybody has stopped me on the trail to ask about it. I was very curious about it. It's a coil shock. And I was skeptical because I go way back to the XC days where, we had the coil shocks on, XC bikes, and it was like jumping on a couch. And, there was no rebound control really. It was a different beast. So when coil shocks sort of became the thing again, I was like, oh, are we really doing this again? But this 11.6, holy cow. One of the wonderful things about this is that I don't have to reach down to switch a lever. I can lock it out if I want to, but I don't have to because this thing just climbs so well and it feels so solid as I'm pedaling. And then as soon as you point it downhill, it's like, oh, I'm on a coil shock. I can hit big things. But it doesn't sacrifice the small bump compliance, which is really incredible. I want to read more about it to find out how they struck that balance, because coil shocks have really been about one or the other. It's like the big hit or the small compliance. You didn't get both. And this really nails both. And I'm really interested to see more about what the 11.6 has done to really tailor that. It's a pretty incredible ride. I definitely want to swap out a couple of components on my Rascal that I've been testing, but overall, this bike can really do it all. I'm pretty stoked on it. Russell Ike, this guy, Shredley McShreddersons. What did you love hucking off of every tiny little rock today? Which is sort of your jam.
Yeah, kind of is my jam.
Yeah.
I really like the top fuel.
It's Trek, by the way.
Yeah, it's a Trek top fuel. Top Fuel typically designates their race, XC cross-country race bike. And this thing could do that, but it doesn't have to. It's so much better than that. It's really capable. It's really fun.
Tell us how you feel about racing.
So much better than that.
It is so much better than that.
You can do better.
It goes from this narrow hyper focus to a much broader thing. You can do a lot of trails and have a lot of fun on the bike. It's much, much more capable than a twitchy Razor cross-country bike used to be. So I really like that bike. There's a couple things that I still want to play with and adjust, but that bike was impressive for sure.
What'd you think about the head tube angle? Did it feel steep at all, or I mean, because it looks to me from where I'm sitting and I'm looking at it right here, it looks definitely steeper than the two next to it. I mean, you can kind of even just see the rig coming out. Did it feel like a tighter steering bike?
No, it didn't. It has a monster 800 mil bar stem combo, 800 mil wide bars, so that will slow it down a little bit. And it has 2.4 inch tires, so lots of tread, big casing, lots of cushioning there.
Yeah.
So.
And it also has the RockShox Sid on it, which is not your grandfather's Sid.
No, it is not.
We talked a lot about that last night. Which we go back to those XC days where the Sid was a 28 mil stanchion.
Yep, 63 mils, bright blue.
Yeah, this is definitely not that. I mean, to me, this reminds me of the Reba. You know, it's that size, but it's a longer travel and obviously more stout build. So I mean, XC has just come so far.
Yeah, it really has, and it's, in my opinion, it's for the better.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Brittany Jones down the end.
Yes.
You're still here.
I am still here. No. And you guys were talking about that, and all I was thinking was, like, there's absolutely no way that those bikes would handle today's World Cup race courses or cross country. Not to bring racing back into it.
Sorry, Russell. You can just
It makes perfect sense to me. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Oh man, today's rough. I'm trying to think what my favorite thing was. I rode the Revel Rail 29er, which was awesome. It's kind of a monster truck of a bike. That thing will go places you probably have no business going. And it does it well, and it climbs really well, which surprised me. I didn't expect a 29-inch bike with that much travel to climb well, and it did. So that was awesome.
And it's funny too, because when I picked up that bike, a little birdie whispered in my ear, and they said it climbs almost as good, if not better, than our short travel Ranger. That's impressive, because the Ranger is their downcountry, which by the way is also quite cool. And it is a big bike. I mean, it's a lot of travel. I mean, did you feel? What about on climbs? I mean, did it dog you down at all?
No, it didn't. I was really. I expected it to. Like, I was really like geared up and ready to just be like, all right, I got this like steep, punchy rock wall that I have to get up, and I'm just gonna put my head down and pedal and try and get up it, and it did really well.
And for those of you watching, the rail was 27.5 platform until this year. Now it's a 29er. So that's a big change. And that was what I was waiting for from Revel, because that's the sweet spot for me. Like, that's the bike that I could take to Winter Park and do, lift service, but I could also come to Moab or whatever. But if you're in a less intense riding atmosphere, you're not the Moab or the Winter Park, you're probably looking at the Rascal or even the Ranger, which is their downcountry shorter travel bike, and it's all the same CBF suspension, so you kind of get that same vibe no matter what you're doing. But really, the hero for you this week was the weekend so far has been the sweatshirt.
Yeah, no, this chrome hoodie, I think it's the Cobra 3.0, has saved me all weekend. It's been chilly, and I get cold really easily, and I don't think I've come out of this thing once.
Yeah.
Everybody else has been kind of making fun of me. I keep putting this on. I keep putting the hood up. I love the thumb holes. It's got great pockets. I had a shock pump in this back pocket for a little bit today. I love this hoodie. It's like a merino poly blend, so it's super warm, super comfy.
Savior of the day. It's not cheap.
No, it is absolutely not cheap. The merino part of this hoodie it shows up in the price.
All right, so that's recap of day one. I'm the only one who crashed. I say proudly.
You did a great job out there, though.
I did. I crashed on like the lamest part of the trail. I do this for you. Folks. And so we're heading into day two tomorrow. We're going to do a little bit more riding, a little bit more testing, and we're going to pump out some great stuff for you guys to watch. Thanks for joining us. Please do check us out, Dawn Patrol MTB on Instagram. That's where we are on the socials at the moment. DawnPatrolMTB.com. We will catch you on the next video.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Russell.